Now that we're pretty well equipped to deal with definitions and decide if definitions are good or not good, let's go back to the issue that we started with. That is, what is philosophy? How would you define the word philosophy? Now, some of you may be familiar with the word on the top of the screen, etymology. Etymology is the study of the origin of words, where they come from. And sometimes it's helpful. When you're studying for standardized exams like the SATs, the college entrance exams, the law school entrance exam, they sometimes give you questions having to do with vocabulary, and sometimes it's helpful if you know certain Latin or Greek roots, because it helps you try to figure out words that you're not 100% sure about. And it's probably a good idea to start for us to figure out the origin of the word philosophy. Well, as it turns out, philosophy is derived from two Greek words. And the Greek words are, first of all, philos, which is love or love of, and the word sophia, wisdom, sometimes translated as knowledge. Okay, so, and what's interesting about this is Plato, famous ancient Greek philosopher, one of the superstars of ancient philosophy, wrote a book called The Republic, it's a book talking about what the ideal state would be. And what he says in that book is, first of all, that philosophers ought to be kings. Let's not worry about that. We'll worry about that some other time. But he says, and, in proposing that philosophers should be the people who rule society, who rule the state, he says that the true philosopher, that is the guys he's talking about that should be kings, well, the true philosopher is the lover of wisdom. That might frighten some people, some professional philosophers who have attended meetings of philosophy departments. They might be worried about somebody, a philosopher being the king or being the president or running a country, being in charge. But let's set all that aside. It certainly would make me nervous. But what this suggests is that one way we can define the word philosophy is that philosophy is the love of wisdom. Or, now that we're kind of experts in philosophical notation, we'd say philosophy equals, by definition, or means, the love of wisdom. Okay, so here we have a definition that we're proposing based on the word origin, the etymology of the word philosopher. Well, but now we know how to decide, or how to try to test the definition to see if the definition is good. And I think there are problems with the definition. In fact, I'll tell you that it may have been true that in ancient Greece, everyone who was a lover of wisdom was called a philosopher. But maybe not everybody. Maybe this definition isn't good. Can you think of something? Can you think of something that is, you might say, is the love of wisdom or the love of knowledge, but not philosophy? And there's an important point here, and we'll pick it up in class next time. And in fact, before we do that, on that document, your last example, see if you can come up with do you think this definition is too broad, too narrow, both, and can you come up with a counter example for it? Think about that and put it down on paper. See, we got a commitment. By the way, bring your answers in, because we'll be going over the answers in class next time.